Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. A question is asked whether the Kriya Yoga is described in Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana. Now, why this question came? Because there is a chapter on the Ekadasha Skandha, the book 11 and Saptavingsho Adhyaya, chapter 27. That chapter is named as Kriya Yoga. So this question came and the questioner asked that why those who teach Kriya Yoga, they never speak about it. Now, we have to understand the things. So far, our understanding goes, the Kriya Yoga term first comes in Patanjali Yogasutras, in the first sutra of the Sadhana Pada. That is the second chapter in Patanjali Yogasutras. As Tapa Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. Entire Sadhana Pada, the practice part of Patanjali, is speaking about Kriya Yoga. Then we find the present Kriya Yoga techniques in different Upanishads. Also in yogic scriptures. Then also we find these techniques in some Agama scriptures. But what in the tradition of Mahavatar Babaji to Lahidi Baba to Sri Yukteswar Jee, what we learn, we don't find in one place. We find in different places, in different Upanishads, Yogasutras or Agama Shastras. And that is made as a capsule here and given in a capsulated form to the practitioners. The basic principle of this practice is called Pranopasana. That is, means the object of our meditation in Kriya Yoga is our own prana, own life force, own life energy. And for that, we start with our pranavayu, the breath. Also, there is meditation on chakras. Also, there are certain bandhas and mudras. And all these are described in Upanishads, Agama Shastras, and Yogasutras. That is why what is taught in this tradition of Kriya Yoga is different what is spoke in Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana. Now, what is spoken in Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana? We know that Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana is mainly a book on Bhakti Yoga, the tradition of devotion. In the beginning, it is said, when the Mahatma of Bhagavatam is spoken, it starts with Rishi Narada meeting with Bhakti, the goddess of devotion. It again and again speaks about devotion to Lord Sri Krishna. So this is basically a devotional scripture, but we find certain Kriya Yoga reference to the traditional Kriya Yoga, what is taught in the Kriya Yoga lineage in some places. Say for example, in Tritiya Skandha, the book 3, when Bhagavan Kapila speaks to the mother Devahuti, there he speaks about Ashtanga Yoga, there he speaks about Yama and Niyama, there he speaks about Pranayama and pranic techniques. Then finally he comes, speaks about controlling the mind and then coming to the devotion of the Krishna. But directly as a Kriya Yoga, what is taught in Kriya Yoga tradition is not taught there. Then if we take into some of the stories some of the events that is described in Bhagavatam, say for example, the Kaliya Dalana, or the Krishna's birth, or Gajendra Moksha, or Dhruva Upakhyana. If we make a metaphorical explanation of these stories, there we can explain what the traditional Kriya Yoga teaches. Indications, not the techniques, the philosophy. Similarly, in the chapter 13 of the book 11, that is Ekadasha Skanda, Trayodasha Adhyaya, when Lord manifests himself as a Hamsa to teach Sanaka and others, Rishi Sanaka and others, that also indicates to the pranic techniques, because he comes as a Hamsa. But details description of these techniques are not found in Bhagavata Mahapurana of Vyasa. But what here is taught as Kriya Yoga, that is, as I say in book 11 and chapter 27, there is speaking, when Uddhava asks Sri Krishna how they worship you, the question is how they worship you. Means, O Krishna, how your devotees worship you, jasmatvam ye yatharchanti, how they worship you. That means it is about devotion to the Krishna. And then Krishna answers that this yoga I have told from to Brahma, then Brahma to Bhrigu, and then again Bhagavan Shankar has said it to the Parvati. Then it one verse where he says, "No hanto ananta parasya karma kandasya chodhava." O Uddhav, the ritualistic part, karma kanda, are many, and I am just speaking in short. That means what he is speaking here in the name of Kriya Yoga is actually karma kanda upasana, ritualistic way of worshipping Lord Sri Krishna. Then he says there are three different ways: Vedic way, Tantric way, and a mixed way. Then he speaks about how to worship Krishna or the Lord in the form of a murti, statue. Murti is actually not statue, you can say deity or image. In a bedi, a dais, in Agni, in fire, in Surya, in the sun god, in water, in jala, in hridaya, in heart, and in Brahmana, with the Brahmins. Then he explains that the statue or murti can be of stone, can be of wood, can be of metal, can be of soil, can be of sandalwood, can be a portrait, a picture, can be of sand, can be in your mind, monomayi, in the mind of the devotee, or can be manimayi, of the jewels. Then the ritualistic part like abahana, invoking the Lord, and visarjana, at the end of the puja, asking the Lord to go to on its own abode. All these things like giving a bath, offering cloth, offering ornaments, giving flower, showing incense, showing dipa, fire means showing dipa, showing incense, offering naivedya, all these things. Details of is explained in this chapter, that how the offerings to be made, what are the different offerings, and also there is a part of meditation. Here the meditation is not in short chakras, meditation is said about in the heart, in like the form of a, normally the devotional people they take heart as here, that is something differently we will discuss some other times. In the form of a flame, dipasika, like a candle flame, and then doing prana pratishtha to the deity, then worshipping his 9 shaktis, worshipping his 8 ayudhas, his 9 powers and 8 ayudhas, the 8 things that he is holding, like a mace, like a chakra, like lotus, like dhanurbana, the bow, all these things, like conch. Then worshipping his 8 parsadas, 8 companions. Then how to do his sringara, to decorate the deity. Then all the upacharas, 16 upacharas. Then what are the different naivedyas, the food offerings, the prasadam is to be offered to the Lord. Then it speaks about fire ceremony in a yajna kunda, yajna vedi, doing the fire ceremony, giving the oblations to the Lord with the mantra Om Namo Narayanaya, the 8-lettered mantra, and then doing japa with this mantra Om Namo Narayanaya. All these details are given. So from all these details, when we study, we understand that this is karma kanda parag upasana. Upasana means worship based on rituals with devotion, with Shraddha. Shraddha is the main component here. And then finally, he is saying in the verse 53, Mamaiva nairapekkhena bhakti yogena vindati. The one who, without any desires, worships me with Bhakti Yoga. That means what he is here telling as Kriya Yoga is finally in the same chapter, he is telling that this is Bhakti Yoga. So, since this is a Bhakti Yoga, a ritualistic tradition of worshipping, that has been not spoken traditionally by the Kriya Yoga Acharyas. So this is a way for the devotees, those who are devotees in nature, emotional in nature, found a special bond in a deity and worshipping in his saguna sakara, worshipping in a form with the attributes. For them, this is the path, and this is a valid way as spoken in the scripture. And this is not the traditional Kriya Yoga way where the people, the object of meditation is their prana. So that is Pranopasana, that is worshipping the life force as Krishna. Here Krishna in Kriya Yoga is, we say Krishna consciousness, Prana Krishna. Krishna is the life force. So we work on the breath, we work on the chakras, we work on the prana with devotion, that this prana actually is the Lord has descended to the human body as a prana. So these two techniques are completely different, and as per the person's nature, whatever suits to whom, he will go in that way, he will practice in that way. So that is what I say, that the question was that if it is described, yes, it is described, but it is a ritualistic worship. This is a part of the Bhakti Yoga. The traditional Kriya Yoga, what has been done in the traditional line, that is not described here. But indications to that yoga, as I have said in the beginning, are there in different places. That is how we have to understand. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.